Hello, everyone, and welcome to Maggie's Possum Journey. What a wonderful way to welcome you all in today's episode. You can see this view where Maggie is absolutely by herself, spending some me time, looking into the nature, and God knows what's going on in her mind. Once she realized that this place is safe, Maggie now is not at all hesitant to sit, look at nature, and think. Even at home, there are hours when she loves to bask in the sun. She requests to be picked up where the sun is best and loves to look at the sky. Well, it was time for us to say goodbye to Munnar, and we had our breakfast, fed Maggie well, and we headed for our next destination, which was Thekkady, in Kerala, of course. And this road trip is going to be very exciting. When we looked into the maps, we realized that this place would be completely within the forests and mountains, and we could see a lot of variations in the Kerala districts itself from one to the other. Well, at one point we stopped because we just couldn't take our eyes off this beautiful place that was there. When I was looking at this, it took me back to my childhood, when I would actually wait for my winter vacations every year with my parents. The excitement would be at its peak, and every winters my parents would plan out one place or the other which would be different from the last vacation. I think every child really looks forward to these kind of trips, It actually relaxes them. Well, Maggie is also as good as a child, and every time we plan out for something, she gets those vibes from the beginning. When we pack our bags and we have our dresses sorted out, Maggie quietly would sit in a corner and observe what bags are going on and what not. I observed the same thing when I was a child, and at that point I had cats in my house. They were so little that they would actually enter the bags when we would want to travel anywhere. In case of Maggie, the poor thing can't really enter any bag. So she just sits by the bags and waits for them to be packed, and knows when it's turn for her bag to be packed as well. Well, these little things are the joy of childhood and an absolute presence of innocence. I think we all should hold on to traveling even when we are older, have more responsibilities, because that keeps the child alive in us. And as I say of this, can you see Maggie is actually heading towards me, and there she stopped again to look up into the bridge and see what's on the other side. Suddenly she has caught sight of me, and you will notice that her speed has suddenly bonkered up. So she starts hopping and running so that she can reach on to me quickly. Well, she has reached, and the minute she has reached here, she wanted me to actually lift her up and take her to the other side of the water. You remember how I told you that she loves water and absolutely adores it? Well, we tried lifting her up for some time, but because we were also scared of the fact that she should not jump in, because she's a great swimmer and nobody can actually stop her from getting into the water. So my husband had a great grip. Here we met a lot of people who pampered Maggie, petted them, and we had some great memories with them. As we wish, and this is our plan for all road trips, that as we go and make friends and more people know Maggie, and we get to know more of what they like, how many people actually across our country like dogs. That is one exciting fact that I would love to know about. Well, when we were on our way, getting out on our route, we suddenly found a little gem on the way. So my husband said, let's just park the car, and the three of us went ahead. My parents sat in the car, they were a little tired, so we went right into the woods. Can you see the surrounding? It is absolutely through the jungles and through the forests and luscious green everywhere. Although it's winter time and there was not much rain at this point of time, but still the greenery was absolutely unimpacted rather, I would say, and it was green. There were some trees which had turned a little brown, but yet the beauty of Kerala and the flora and fauna, unless you come here, cannot be described in words. And what is this little gem that we actually found out? It was this small but beautiful waterfall that was on our way. So we actually crossed it, but we stopped the car and then we walked back because we couldn't have missed it for the world. And good that we came. You will not believe how Maggie reacted to this. She was absolutely mesmerized by the waterfall, the sounds of it, and she couldn't stop staring. There were so many times that I told her, Maggie, just look at me, but she just wanted to go down. Now there were certain problems also. We could have gone into closer to the waterfalls, but it was a little off-roading, and there were a lot of leeches and fleas and ticks that could have actually caught on Maggie's feet. So we didn't want that to happen under any circumstance. So we thought, okay, let's go ahead and at least give Maggie a glimpse of the little place here and there. Maggie couldn't move her head around, but she kept staring, and I told her, why don't you give me a little pose, Maggie? Why don't you smile a little for me? But no, she just absolutely had to stare and look and give us these smiles. Anyway, after this time was spent, we went back to the car, gave Maggie some water to drink, and we went through our journey, resumed it again. And what can I tell you, on both sides till we reached our destination, the roads were so beautiful and there were very less people. That was the most surprising part of the entire journey. It would have been a good 5 hours drive for us, and we hardly saw cars and people. I checked on Maggie in between, and she was doing quite fine looking out of the window. As for me, I couldn't take out my eyes off all these trees that were of different nature, and every region, the beauty of nature, if you are an explorer, you would see every region has a different color of green, the types of trees are different, and absolutely there are leaves and shrubs and herbs which are totally different and unique and defines the place at large. Well, this route also was the same, and they had very long trees and tall trees that we couldn't really recognize, but we were really excited to go towards Thekkady. Thekkady again is one other district of Kerala which is very famous for its natural beauty, for a lot of cultural existence in Thekkady that we had. But mostly we thought that we could have a good staycation once we reached this place. We had looked for a good homestay, and we got a good pet friendly one with good reviews. So we thought, let's have an in-between halt there and enjoy ourselves into a staycation for one night before we could head further for a place that had more activity. So what was our expectation from this place? Well, nothing much, just to chill out and give ourselves a little relaxation in a different zone altogether. We finally reached our destination, which was a homestay, and it welcomed us with a very warm eatery and eating place which belonged to them. Maggie immediately made herself at home, and this was the view right from our homestay. It seemed as if the roads and the forest had just not ended. The weather there was beautiful and chilling. We didn't expect it to be so cold, but the breeze was amazing and we enjoyed ourselves completely. Maggie asked everybody to come and sit with her. And you would wonder why we are not letting off the leash. But let me tell you, our Maggie is a very naughty and high energy ball. There were initial days when we didn't know really about her energy level. Very initial days, I would say. And there were times when we would actually trust her and let go of her leash. But immediately she would run like a bullet ball and like as if a bullet shot out of a gun. And trust me, those panic attacks would keep me from far away from keeping her unleashed. But you would say, how would we know Maggie is relaxed? Well, can you see this? These are signs that Maggie gives us. She settled into the room happily and then moved on to check out on the balcony how it was and explored herself. Today's day is this much about our journey of how we came in. In our next episode, I would tell you how the place was, what cultural activities we saw in this place. But till then, let Maggie just relax into this place, look into how things are. And let me tell you, she loved this homestay. And with this balcony and everything, open spaces, are the things that Maggie absolutely loves for. So we let her be. She had her food, which made us realize that now she's relaxed. So gradually locked the door. We opened all her leashes and the pieces of clothing that she had, and Maggie accepted it very well. I must thank you at this point of time for all the encouragement that you have given us in our last video. But for now, bye bye and hugs from Maggie.